Alright guys, let's do... Let's do how they caught H. Holmes.
The year is 1894, and police in Chicago enter a building known as the Murder Castle. That day, the cops find rooms with movable walls. They discover chutes in those rooms that lead to a basement where vats of acid could turn a human body into mush. Around the entire building are a labyrinth of corridors, some that lead nowhere. Some of the hallways contain rooms that have vents built into them, where noxious gases can be released. Down in the basement are the grisliest discoveries: an operating table where bodies have been dissected.
Last night and this today. How do you open this?
He wasn't born Henry Howard Holmes. He made that name up later in an effort to distance himself from his dastardly deeds. He was actually born with the name Herman Webster Mudgett. On May 16, 1861, he became the third child of Levi Horton Mudgett and Theodot Page Prince, English immigrants living in New Hampshire. As a kid, he excelled in school, which landed him a place at the respectable Phillips Exeter Academy. He graduated, he took work as a teacher, he married young and had a child. This was a young man that seemed destined for the one life and being the American public. But something happened, and where on his approach to life. Age 18, now with wife and child, he enrolled at the University of Michigan's Department of Medicine and Surgery. He graduated as
That's
a
different.
student, not a person who seemed strange in Virginia. It was while studying in the anatomy department at this university that he began his life of crime. The crimes were simple, if not common. He worked in the anatomy department at the college, a job that gave him access to bodies that were to be dissected. Some of those cadavers he scooped out in the department and bashed them around a bit.
You keep the earbuds in the case with the lid open.
The young student had taken out insurance policies on those people. You'd think this would not be
Oh,
so easy to do.
this is what it looked like.
But it's alleged he committed the scam on quite a few occasions. He had cash in his pocket, a wife, and an infant child. But it seems he wasn't interested in staying settled down for long. One day, he just took off, leaving the two behind. They did not see him again for a very long time. Just before he left, he created a highly fictitious story that he knew would get back to them. They heard from others that he'd been in some kind of plane accident and lost his mind. These outlandish things kind of worked, and such lies were going to get for him in the future. He ended up in New York State, and while there, he was connected to the disappearance of a young boy. Did he kill the boy? It's now thought he did, but no one can be sure. He also tried to scam the insurance company out of $20,000 by using another cadaver he'd taken a policy out on. But this time he was caught. He was now getting quite the name for himself, so naturally, he changed his name. Herman Webster Mudgett became H. Holmes. At this point, then he moved to Chicago, a place where his name would be cemented in history. He married again, they legally had a 6-month divorce, and he started to make plans for future sons. He made sure to marry into a wealthy family. He was obviously well-educated, well-spoken, and you could say he had the gift of gab. That's why he was always able to secure loans to buy properties. To pay those loans back, he got loans on the properties he already had. He bit off more than he could chew, but when creditors went after him, he always seemed to get himself out of the fix. One of the ways he did this was to move around a bit. So now we come to one of the most recognized addresses in crime history, that of 63rd and Long Street, where he worked as a clerk at a drugstore that was on the bottom floor. With some cunning, he managed to take it over, and once that was done, he took over much of the building. This was a massive place with rows of stores at the bottom and apartments on the third floor. Then there was the second floor where Holmes would create his house of horrors. And as you know, the basement is where he had all the stuff from all the illegal steals hotel for the soon-to-arrive World's Fair. In truth, he was creating a monster of a building that didn't make any sense. He hired contractors and then fired them partway through the job. He was creating a house of many doors, landings, and rooms that just didn't look like anything anyone had ever seen. You could walk down one hallway and it was just in. Rooms had no doors. Others had trapdoors. How did he get away with not paying all the people to build this horror castle? The answer is he lied through his teeth. And when that didn't work, he changed the names on the ownership documents. Fictitious people attached to the fictitious company, run by people that didn't exist. His mother-in-law even owned the place at one point. It was at this point in time that Holmes moved to the people of that point. There was his assistant, Judy, who was with child and husband when she started working at the drugstore. She began an affair with Holmes, so her husband stood off. She and her child one day went missing and were never seen again. There were other women who Holmes' wife didn't know about since she didn't live in the castle with him. Holmes could meet someone on the street, use his gift of speech to impress them, and within no time at all, found himself standing in a weird room on the ground floor. Holmes had learned a thing or two while building the monstrosity. He fitted alarms around the building, so when someone opened the door or stepped on a certain step in his room, you'd hear a bell ring. Would they know they were on the move? Many rooms could be locked only from the inside. So when one of those rooms started to fill with poisonous gas, the occupants would not be able to get out. It's also alleged that one person was burned to death in a room whose walls had been made from fireproof material. There were other rooms that once the door had been closed, you became almost endless. So out of time, the victim would be suffocated. After such an event took place, Holmes could easily get the body down to the basement. And many minutes would shoot. Other rooms were connected to small elevators. Sometimes he might have just locked the door and let that person die of dehydration. Years later, he admitted he stopped the work at. When the bodies hit the dissecting table, Holmes would go to work on them. Having worked in the medical profession, he knew very well that opus and other body parts were expensive. He would take what he wanted from the bodies and throw the waste into vats of lime or acid. He might have used works too. Okay, so surely someone was taking on dirt. This was a man with a lot of skeletons in his closets, possibly literally as well as figuratively. But first, we need to know that during the time Holmes had the evidence, everyone believed Victor met Pitzel. Pitzel was no stranger to being himself, but the jury's still out on whether these two became partners in crime. Holmes then met and married a woman named Minnie Williams. He was actually married to 3, but now there was a 4th. After marrying Williams, he managed to get her a son named Peter. To a man that was just another alias of Holmes. The deal would eventually be signed over to another man who was an alias of Pitzel. And if that all looks suspicious, it was. Minnie's sister Annie went to Chicago to meet her sister and her mysterious new husband, and neither she nor her sister were ever seen again. They both likely became unwitting organ donors. To cover his tracks, Holmes wrote a letter to the girls, signed by Annie, that said things were going swimmingly because she and her sister were heading off to Europe. An actual, real letter was written much earlier to Minnie from Annie. In that missive, Minnie wrote that she met a man named Harry Gordon, whom she described as handsome, wealthy, and highly intelligent. Holmes would later tell cops that Minnie had killed Annie after the two of them had operated together, but it's unlikely that this is the case. What we know for sure is that Holmes had many relationships, some with the 150 young women who worked for him during those years. It's also true that when the World's Fair came to Chicago, there were a lot of missing persons cases. In 1893, things started to come undone for Holmes. He ripped off too many creditors, and some of them were after him. For that reason, he tried to claim on insurance for a fire at the building, which he actually started himself. The police now knew this guy had a bad reputation. One investigator named F.
Jezebel.
looked into Holmes's past. They concluded that he was a in 1894, Holmes fled Chicago to go live in a house he'd scammed out of the Williams sisters. While there, he was jailed for trying to commit another scam. While in that jail, he told a man about a plan he had to take out a life insurance policy on himself and then fake his own death. He needed the guy's help, and if that was forthcoming, he'd lock the guy in on the scam. And in the end, faking his own death didn't work, and the other criminal didn't receive any money. It was then that Holmes turned to Pitzel again. He told him that he should fake his death. The plan was for Holmes to create an inventor named B.F. Perry, who was actually Pitzel. This guy would die in a lab experiment gone wrong, but the body that police would find would be a cadaver that Holmes had acquired. After that, Holmes and Pitzel would collect on the life insurance policy. Except Holmes, being Holmes, didn't want to share it. So one day he turned up at Pitzel's house, knocked him out with chloroform, and burned his body, making it look like an explosion had happened in the lab. Holmes was then in the money because he'd actually taken out a life insurance policy on the real Pitzel. Holmes went to Mrs. Pitzel's house and told her that her husband was doing some business in London, England. He told her that he could help take care of her 5 kids, of which 3 left that day with Holmes. The kids were never seen again. Holmes later said he forced 2 of them to get inside a large trunk. Once they were in, he made a hole and pumped gas in there through a hose. Not long after, an investigator was on the lookout for Holmes and the 3 missing kids. The cops discovered the remains of the girls at the house where Holmes was staying, and they found teeth and some chopped up bits of the boy in the chimney. The game was almost up. Investigators now started to put this man's life under a microscope. It didn't take long to understand that many people had gone missing who'd been unfortunate enough to cross his path. It's then they went to the castle and they made those grisly discoveries. What's worse, they found what looked like a rack. It was assumed by some that Holmes had used it to torture people into telling him what he wanted to know. It was also understood that for a while Holmes had been working on a theory. He believed that if you slowly stretched a body, it would become taller over time. He wrote that by doing this, humans could create a race of giants. It'll never be known if he actually stretched some of his victims in an attempt to see if he was right. On October 28, 1895, Holmes represented himself for the first day of his trial. It was said that he showed a remarkable familiarity with the law. Still, today, a lot is uncertain about his crimes and his motives. The biggest number put forward is that he killed 200 people, although it's certain that he killed 9. He confessed to 27 murders, but then again, he told a lot of lies. May 7, 1896, the day of his execution by hanging. Holmes was said to have looked very calm. His neck didn't break immediately, so his body twitched for a good 15 minutes. After 20 minutes, he was pronounced dead. As for his final words, not long before he departed this world, he'd asked if he could be buried deep under concrete. He was worried someone might steal his body and sell his organs. Now, you need to watch how Charles Manson came to lead one of the world's most dangerous cults. Or have a look at this.
Hi guys, I will see you. Good one, so I see you then.